Hey folks, this is Mary. Welcome back to my channel. So it is Sunday, and that means it is time for some more Swatching Sunday. And I do have my window open because it's a lovely sunny day outside. So you might be hearing some outdoor noises. And I also have a fan going in the background, so you might be hearing some fan noises. So hopefully they won't be too distracting. But I'm making this video in the hopes that someday you will see it, because I have been plagued with technical issues this week. I was plagued with issues the week before, but I still managed to get some videos up even though they were a few days late. But I have not been very successful with the technology this week. And I hate to complain about technology. This is not a technology channel. This is a pen channel. So I won't go into all the gory details, but needless to say, 30 Inks, 30 Days has been continuing on in Mary's world. It has just not been continuing on Mary's channel. So hopefully Mary's world and Mary's channel will someday come back together, so you will be able to see my videos. I have faith, I have great faith that I will be able to overcome these hurdles and get my videos posted. But in the meantime, I feel all of your good vibes. Thank you for your good vibes. I need all the help I can get. And we are moving forward in the hopes that you will be able to see this video. I mean, I'm making this video on Sunday, and I usually manage to get them up on Sunday, so I'm hoping I will be able to get this video up on Sunday. I think last week I didn't get it up until Monday, but anyway, one step at a time. I do believe last week I said I was going to swatch some Robert Oster inks this week, which I am. So these are the bottles that I purchased in my Cult Pens order last week. Gosh, it feels like it's been more than a week since I did that video. It's been a very long week. So in the last video, I swatched the Diamine inks from that Cult Pens order, and today I am swatching the Robert Oster inks that I ordered. And I'm so excited about these inks because I only have 2 other bottles of Robert Oster inks. Frankly Blue and Blue Water Ice. I really like Blue Water Ice. Frankly Blue, jury's still out on that one. But I'm excited to try these today. And I also have a boatload of samples that I got from Pen Chalet a while back, and I just haven't swatched them yet. And nearly all of them are Robert Oster. There's a couple of different ones, so we'll weed out the non-Oster ones and just do the Oster ones today. And I have a freshly made stack of swatch cards. Gus did not freak out while I was making those, so either he's gone completely deaf or he's finally getting used to it. I'm thinking he's gone completely deaf. I don't know. He doesn't tend to get used to things very easily. Okay, so let us, get started. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to mention. Somebody posted a comment. I haven't responded to the comment yet because my time has been taken up with other technological things this week. But somebody said that the Qtips were, I forget what the comment said exactly, but that they're, wasteful. They're not environmentally friendly. And could I use something different? I could. I know a lot of people use, sorry, my desk is very dusty today for some reason, probably because the window's open. But a lot of people use paintbrushes to sample their inks, but paintbrushes just frighten me. I've never used them. I don't paint. I'm scared about cleaning the brushes. I'm afraid I'm going to contaminate my inks. So I'm not comfortable with the paintbrushes. And Sarah over at Fountain Pen Insanity showed how to make your own cotton buds with just, a stick, a toothpick or something, and some cotton batting. I haven't tried that yet, but I did look on the Qtips website, and these are biodegradable. Another website I saw mentioned something about them harming seahorses, and I didn't look into that, but maybe something about the shape of them. Seahorses attack them or eat them, or this is probably about the size of a seahorse, so I don't know, maybe they're mating with the Qtips? I don't understand. But I understand that it's bad for these to get into the ocean. And the Qtips website does say that they're compostable. So maybe I need to start a compost pile, because I think fountain pen ink is all natural, right? Maybe? I don't know. So that would be interesting. Now I do have to say, these are the cheapy Q-tips that I was using, and this has a plastic stick, so that would definitely be less environmentally friendly. But the Q-tip brand ones are all paper, so they are more biodegradable. Plastic is not biodegradable at all, so these are a slightly better choice. So depending on what your needs are, these may or may not work for you, but I'm going to be using them today. So here we go. Bottle number 1, River of Fire. Very exciting. And what did I get? Oh, I was thinking about buying all of the Robert Oster inks that had fire in the name. I don't think I bought all of them, but I did get 2 of them, so they'll be fun to compare. So let me make sure that my glass nib pen is nice and clean, because when I used it last week, it had some schmutz on it. And also this week, I ran across an acronym, SITB. Have you guys heard of that? Apparently it stands for slime in the bottle, or stuff in the bottle, or insert S word of your choice in the bottle. And that is the bad stuff in the bottle that, you know, ruins our pens. So let me see. This is Robert Oster, River of Fire. And I believe it was on the Fountain Pen Network website, which I have not been on much in the past year or so. But there was a very heated exchange. Oh, I have to sneeze. Well, I thought I had to sneeze. Okay, it passed. I am sitting by an open window, so, you know, my allergies are going crazy. But yes, there was a very heated exchange between a couple of people about Noodler's inks. And one person was saying that SITB stood for sediment in the bottle, and Noodler's inks had sediment in them, and therefore they were ruined as soon as you purchased them. And another person said that all inks had sediment in them because that is the ink particles, and yada yada yada, on and on it went. So we all have our opinions, and generally we are not going to change somebody else's opinion. So I don't know. Am I excited about fountain pen ink? Yes, I am. Am I going to get into an argument with somebody over an ink? No, I'm not. We all like what we like, and we have different reasons for liking what we like. So that's why there are so many pens and so many inks, because there's something out there for everybody. And I don't expect everyone to like the same things that I like. It's always nice to find someone who likes something that I like, but if you don't like what I like, that's okay. We are all fountain pen brothers and sisters. Well, that just did something weird, didn't it? It seems a little dry. I mean, you can see the white of the card showing through. So I soaked the Q-tip fairly well, but it still wasn't wet enough to completely saturate the card. And then it did that weird, I don't know what that was. So it should dry very interestingly, so we'll see if it has some sheen on it. Okay, who's next? I'm so excited to finally have some more Robert Oster inks in my arsenal. I have so many bottles of Diamine ink. I mean, again, as you saw, all of the Diamine inks that I swatched last week. Can I say that I have dozens of Diamine inks? I think I can say that. I have a lot of them. Okay, what ink is this? I forgot to look. This is Australis Hydra. This is one of their new inks. Oh my goodness. I think in this order. Oh, I'm so excited. We're going to get to that in a second, but I think this has the new exclusive inks from Pen Chalet in here. Oh, yay! I can't wait to swatch those. We will get to those shortly. Okay, so this is Robert Oster. Make sure I spell this correctly. Australis Hydra. I'm guessing Australis is Australia, and Hydra makes me think of water, but it also makes me think of that seven-headed dragon. Is it a seven-headed dragon? Which makes me think of Dungeons and Dragons. Did you ever watch that Dungeons and Dragons cartoon back in the 80s? Oh, that was one of my favorite cartoons. That was such an awesome show. Okay. Ooh, man, this is a fuzzy, fuzzy Q-tip. Good grief. And this is not the first fuzzy Q-tip I have run into. And this is a name brand Q-tip. So come on, Q-tip, get with it. This seems more saturated than the other ink, but it's still not, it doesn't feel wet on the card. It's certainly covering the paper more than the first one did, but it's just not, yeah, we're not getting a drip out of this one at all. Absolutely no drip. Absolutely not. Pardon my sniffles. Allergies. I usually have a little cup or something to put my dirty Q-tips in, but not today. So we will just make up something to put our Q-tips in. Alrighty. Oh, see, we're having fun with our ink today. And there are other colors in this series. And I think I might have some of those in the samples that I ordered. This is Lake of Fire. I'm excited about this one. I mean, honestly, I'm excited about all of them, but you know, I'm very excited about this one. Robert Oster. And this is Lake of Fire. And whenever I hear that name, I can't help but think about the man in black. Oh dear. I've forgotten his name. Oh, Johnny Cash. Oh my goodness. I just had brain fart there for a minute. Johnny Cash. And wasn't there a... Sorry, I'm getting distracted by songs. I think Nirvana covered a song called Lake of Fire. Was that by the Meat Puppets? I want to say it was a song by the Meat Puppets, and Nirvana covered it on their MTV Unplugged show. Wow, this is so much wetter than the other two inks. The first one was dry, the second one was less dry, and this one is wet. Wow. Yep, big old drip there. And it's so weird because I don't think the structure of the Q-tips is that different from Q-tip to Q-tip, but when an ink is really dry, like these, I don't know if you can see that, I push on the Q-tip and it just does not compress into the card at all. But this one on the left, it feels like a much wetter ink, and the Q-tip compressed a lot. I was able to really squeeze the ink out of it. But both of these, both ends of this Q-tip, this one this one was really dry, couldn't mash it at all. This one was a teeny bit wetter, and I mashed it a little bit, but then this guy was much wetter, and I just squashed the heck out of him. So I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but these are just some observations. So, yep, that's gorgeous. I love it. I can see the sheen coming out. So that one will be delightful when it dries. Okay, and for our last bottle, I'm excited about this one too. This one is called Flaming Blue. Now, children, what do we think that means? I think that means quite a bit of sheen. Ooh, can you see in the bottle there? That is just glowing blue. Oh, so excited. All right, this is Robert Oster Flaming Blue. And that is looking quite purple. Ooh, and it turned my water very dark also. Interesting. Alrighty. So let's see how this guy does. Oop, I got something on the card there. Now this is not feeling as wet as the, what was it, the Lake of Fire. It's still, it feels about as wet as the second ink. What was that, Australis Hydra? So not terribly wet, but not completely dry either. River of Fire felt very dry. Let's see if we get a drip. Well, we got a little teeny drip. And you see the Q-tip? I mashed it a little bit, but not that much. And I just got a little teeny drip. Very interesting. And it looks like it's drying in kind of different shades there. Very interesting. Okay. Okay, so that is all for the bottles that I got from my Cult Pens order. And in case you missed it last week, I will link the unboxing video below again. And now, let's see what came from Pen Chalet. I tell you what, I'm so bad. I go to these websites and I just fill the cart with all the inks that I want. And granted, you know, ink samples aren't that expensive, but when you put 20 ink samples in a cart, well, that's like $50. That's a lot. Okay, I'm just sorting through these and I'm pulling out the Robert Oster ones. Oh my goodness. I thought all the inks I ordered were Robert Oster, but so far, most of them are not. Let's see. Never fear, there's lots more samples to go. Okay, here comes a bunch of Robert Oster. I don't know how I feel about these red caps. You know, I'm not that fond of red, and it really clashes with the dot on top. So, I don't know. Again, I thought I got a lot more Robert Oster inks. But, you know, but I'm not going to tell you what the other inks are because you'll have to see those on another Sunday. Ooh, and I hope my crinkling plastic is not too loud. One of the labels is stuck to the bag. See, that is just not acceptable. Okay. Okay. Ooh, Pen Chalet exclusive. Pen Chalet exclusive. 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 Okay. Whew, I did get the exclusive inks. I'm so happy. Because I've been looking forward to them, and I would be very sad if I did not have them. And I just lost an ink on the floor. Let me see if I can grab it. Well, I might have to get him later. Time for a tea break. Today we are enjoying some Lady Grey, one of my all-time favorites. Okay, so I'm moving the samples over to the side. Or maybe I should keep them in the shot so you can see what we're doing. All right, do we want to do the exclusive ones first or last? Oh, let's do them first. So this is Saguaro Green. And there's that word again. Do we say saguaro or saguaro? I want to say it's saguaro, but I'm not sure. Alrighty. And thank you, Pen Chalet, for your generous samples. Oh, I forgot to tell you. They put the cutest sticker in with my order. Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever seen? I'm going to zoom in because he is adorable. I love that so much. Now the question becomes, where am I going to put him? Okay, so this is Robert Oster. Saguaro Green. I don't think I have any other Robert Oster greens to compare this with. Do I? I might have a sample or two. Oh, I keep talking about organizing my swatch cards, and that still has not happened yet, but it really needs to, because I just don't even know what I have anymore. So we're going to move these guys over here. And, oh no, I forgot to do the swatch. Oh my goodness. I'm Twitter pated from the spring. Remember in Bambi, everybody got Twitter pated? Ooh, isn't that pretty? And it feels pretty wet. Give it another little dip. Oh my, yes, very wet. Very wet, very wet. Ooh, goodness gracious. Very interesting. It's kind of somewhere between an olive and a lime. Very interesting. All right, shifting around my cards to make room. Making room, making room. Okay. Now I can put him away. And who is next? Antelope Canyon. Ooh. I think I have to sneeze again. Ooh. Wow, that is just way too much ink. Ooh, yes. Very orange. Robert Oster, Antelope Canyon. Try not to sneeze. Okay. Oh, isn't that weird? It doesn't want to get on the Q-tip. Come on now. That's better. And I've seen several Q-tips do that, so it makes me wonder if the Q-tips are contaminated in some way, maybe from me touching them, or if there's some property in the ink that makes it do that. I don't know. But this one is very squashy. I really could give that Q-tip a good squash. But it's fairly light. Alrighty. And next up we have Sedona Red. This one looked very interesting on their website. So, Robert Oster, Sedona Red. Ooh, I'm liking that very much. It's that darker red that I love, the brick reds and the maroons. So pretty. Looked like there was something in the vial. No, I guess it's just a reflection. Oh my goodness. Ever since I read those posts about stuff in the bottle on the Fountain Pen Network website, I am just freaked out about that. This is a lovely color. And I want to say this had some sheen, but we are going to find out. Okay, very nice. But yeah, my private reserve bottles that I have, they put out these little sample sets with 4 different little bottles in them, and I bought, I guess, 2 or 3 of them from the Norfolk Stationery when I was first getting into the hobby, because I wanted as many different inks as possible. And the final exclusive ink is Monsoon Sky. Oh, I just love that name, Monsoon Sky. So anyway, some of the inks in those little sets, I think I've mentioned before, they have a skin on them like pudding, which cannot be good. So it makes me sad to think that those inks are not good. And now that somebody else has purchased the company and they are back to manufacturing inks, man, I make the worst Ks. I don't know if they have reformulated them to prevent the mold, or if it's the same exact formula and they'll have the same problems, or if they've done something else in the processing to prevent the mold growth. I don't know. But I certainly enjoy the private reserve colors. Well, that's very interesting. It's kind of a teal, but again, it's not saturating the paper very well. Okay, I really did have to sneeze that time. Excuse me. Okay, that's weird. I'm getting a really good mush out of the Q-tip, and it is just not dripping at all. Just not a thing. Okay. Ooh, and I am really getting the ink on my hands. My goodness. I have found that baby wipes are very good at getting ink off your hands. I don't know if you have discovered that yourself, but it really helps. I just don't have any handy at the moment. Okay, so we're going to put him aside. And let's see who we have now. This is Green at Night. So yes, I was saying I don't have a lot of Robert Oster greens. So I did decide to get, well, at least one. I know the crocodile green has been very popular with people, but do I have a sample of that? I think I might. Oh dear, I think I need to sneeze again. Please excuse me. Ooh, this does look very dark. Green at Night. Why does everything remind me of a song? This makes me think about the REM song, Gardening at Night. I love that song. I love REM. They're a fabulous band that nobody talks about much anymore, which makes me sad because they were so influential back in the 80s and the 90s. Okay. Oh, wow. That's coming out much lighter than I thought it would. And again, it doesn't seem to be saturating the paper very well. And it does seem like Robert Oster inks are on the drier side. So, I do have that little bottle of White Lightning that Sarah Katie sent to me, so I might need to be using some of that if I ever get these in a pen. I shouldn't say that. When I get these in a pen, I do want to use my inks. But yeah, I'm squeezing the dickens out of that, and it is just not dripping. So I think that is a very dry ink. It's very pretty. It's very pretty green, but kind of dry. So this might be good in my Pelican pen, which is very wet. All right. And who is this? Blood Crimson. My goodness. Okay, yeah, I'm not the huge red fan, so I wonder why I got this. Probably just to have something different since I have so many blues. I just wanted to add a little something different to the mix. That is looking very red. And some tea. And a sniff. Excuse me. Okay. Ooh. That is super light. It feels a bit wetter than some of the others. Again, still not wet, just a bit wetter than some of the other inks. And we're getting a little drip there. So he should dry in a very interesting way. All right. And just 2 more to go. This is Robert Oster, Morning Mist. I love the name of this one. It just sounds beautiful. Again, I should not be so influenced by the names of inks. I should let the inks speak for themselves. But this is beautiful. Oh my goodness. It kind of makes me think of Diamine Aqua Lagoon. It's that greenish turquoise. Very pretty. Oh, goodness. Got a lot on this Q-tip. But still not feeling very wet on the card. Woo. And no drips. Not a drip at all. So he might benefit from a little white lightning. But I think I would have to put this in a pen and try it before I add some kind of pen conditioner or ink conditioner to it. Because, you know, the way it seems on a watercolor card is not the way that it would behave in a pen, I would assume. Oh, I forgot to read the name of this one. Ooh, Deep Purple. Which is also a band, which I don't know very well. If you know any Deep Purple songs, please share. Oops. I know they were they a 70s band? A 60s band? I'm just not familiar with them. Wow. Very dark. Alrighty. Our final swatch. Ooh, now this one is feeling wetter. Alrighty. Got a little bit of a drip there. I'm smelling something. What am I smelling? It's not the ink. Something was smelling chemically. Very interesting. All right, I am going to give these a few minutes to dry and then we will come back and take a look at them. So see you in a minute. I was wrong. I found one more sample and it was sitting right here. And I don't know how I missed it. Now, obviously, this didn't come with my Pen Chalet order. This came from Anderson, but I was digging around through my samples, and I found this one earlier, and I meant to use it. I just forgot about it. And I don't see my little, oh, here they are. my little reinforcer labels. He needs a label. Alrighty, Purple Jazz. It'll be interesting to compare this one to the deep purple that I just did. Purple Jazz. Alrighty. Oh yes, this one's feeling much wetter. So we can't say that all Robert Oster inks are dry because they're not. Many of them are. So I wouldn't say this is as wet as some, you know, Diamine inks or something like that. Or some Iroshizuku inks, but wetter than some of the Robert Osters. Ooh, and look how it's drying. It's like blue and purple stripes. Very interesting. Okay, so this really is our last swatch of the day. Oh, let me do his lid. And we will come back in a minute and see how they look. So see you soon. All right, they are just about dry. Some of them are still drying a little bit, but we will go ahead and start looking at them. So here is Robert Oster River of Fire. Now when I first looked at this card, I thought it was still wet, but it is completely dry. And this dark area is just sheen. I mean, it's dark ink and it's sheen. Can we see that? It's very dark, but the sheen is not that prominent. A lot of times when there's a big line of something across the ink and I turn it, it just looks iridescent. The sheen is so bright. But this sheen is not very reflective. It's kind of dull. Not dull in a bad way, but just dull as in not very reflective. So it's an interesting color. It does seem to have some shading in the writing, but of course we'd need to get this in a pen. But very interesting. So we are gonna move him over there. Next up we have Australis Hydra, and this is a bright blue. It has some nice shading on the writing and a little bit of red sheen around the edges. And if you recall, the River of Fire was kind of dry, and this one was a bit wetter, but it's ironic. This one felt much drier, but look at that drip. And this one felt wetter, but it didn't drip at all. So, I don't know. Very interesting. I'm trying to get them right at the edge of the frame. Next up we have Robert Oster Lake of Fire. This is beautiful, a beautiful teal blue with some nice red sheen. And that is the blind on the window because it's windy outside. I hope that didn't frighten anybody. Very interesting noise. But yeah, look at that red sheen. That is gorgeous. And a little bit of shading. I think Gus is barking at me, but maybe he can wait a minute. Let's see. I think he's barking at me. He's barking at something. I don't know. All right. Next up, we have Robert Oster Flaming Blue. And I can feel the back of the card. Look where the drip is. It wrinkled the cardstock. Oh my goodness. I don't know what that means, but it sure is weird. And that is some beautiful bronze sheen. Very iridescent looking. Very interesting. Kind of a dusky purple with that sheen. Next up we have Saguaro Green. And this looks like it would be a really nice shader. I don't see any sheen on this one. Well, it does have some kind of dark areas, like right there. Do we call that sheen? I'm not sure. It's just very dark looking. But it's very interesting, that light ink. And then in the darker areas, it's really dark. Very interesting. And then we have Robert Oster Antelope Canyon. And the Saguaro Green got a little bit out of control. Somehow it got on several of the cards, and I don't even know how that happened. But this is a very nice orange. It doesn't seem like a bright true orange. It seems more like a kind of like a burnt orange, maybe. Like a more muted orange. It's got a little bit of dark sheen going on. Very nice. Ooh, can I fit him in there? I think I'm gonna have to let Gus in. Hold on one second. All right, next up we have Robert Oster Sedona Red. And that has some kind of greenish sheen to it. Oh, and again, the Saguaro Green got on there. I don't know how that happened. Maybe it was on my fingers. Ooh, I do have some inky fingers today. But yes, so that's got some sheen going. And it doesn't look like it would be too shady. But again, it's hard to tell until you get it in a pen. But a very nice red. Kind of that, what do you call it? The, like the red, like red rocks. Like Sedona. That's why it's called Sedona Red. But, you know, that kind of reddish clay color. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, Monsoon Sky. And this is kind of a, I don't know, it's like a light teal. It does have some nice shading, it looks like. And a little bit of red sheen. Just a little bit. But it's a nice color. Let's see how it compares with River of Fire. I think River of Fire is greener, but they're not too far away from each other. Pretty close. Both with a little bit of red sheen, a little bit of shading. All right, here is Green at Night. I shook the card a little bit, trying to get it to dry a little bit faster, and the ink just flew off. So where this drip ran off the card, I don't know where that went, but I'm probably going to step in it at some point. But yes, this is a much darker kind of smoky green, like a gray green, with a little bit of red sheen. And it looks like it might have a little shading going on there. Very pretty. Now I would say out of the greens that I have going on here, that I probably like this one the best. I don't dislike green, I just don't think about it that much. Which sounds terrible, I guess, but you know, I guess I take green for granted. But then when I see pretty greens like this, I'm like, oh yeah, I like green. So that one's very nice. And the sheen is looking almost a little purple. Interesting. And here is Blood Crimson. It's looking very pink. And maybe that's why I picked it. Because I never go for bright reds. But I'm okay with a pink ink. So this one's kind of cool. And it's got a little bit of a halo going on around here. Kind of a greenish gold halo. Can we see that? Not very well. But yeah, I think he might have a little bit of shading going on there. Very nice. Here is Morning Mist. And this one is, well, let's look at Australis Hydra. Again, the Morning Mist is looking a little greener, but they're both kind of bright turquoise inks, and they look about the same dryness level. You know, their drips aren't going anywhere. The Australis Hydra might have a bit more sheen, and as far as shading, the Australis Hydra might have a bit more shading. So just the Morning Mist is a little lighter and a little greener, but they're kind of in the same ballpark. And here is Robert Oster Deep Purple, and he is still drying. My goodness. And he has some green sheen going on there. And again, it has wrinkled the back of the card. Can you see that? That is crazy. Which makes me wonder what it would do to paper. Goodness gracious. But it is very pretty. It looks like it has some nice shading. And I love that deep color. It's very pretty. Now, I realized at first that I had 12 inks, but then I found this other one that I had forgotten about, which means there are 13 inks. But I'm not, you know, superstitious or anything, but okay, if you're brave, you're going to look at number 13 with me. It is Robert Oster Purple Jazz, which is ironic because I would not call this a jazzy color. It's kind of a dusty purple. It's more subtle. It's more subdued. I would call this like purple smoke, or, you know, purple twilight. I wouldn't call it purple jazz. Honestly, I thought when I saw the name that it was a shimmer ink because, you know, jazz, you think jazzy, fancy. But it's not. It's very subtle. And it looks like it's trying to sheen a little bit, but just a little bit. Okay. Well, that is all of our inks for today. And I think those are all of my Robert Oster inks that I have not yet swatched. So several of you have asked for some Robert Oster comparisons, and I will be doing some comparison videos in the future, but not until 30 inks, 30 days is over. Oh my goodness. Please keep me in your thoughts. Please help me get through this month. I think the computers are in revolt. I don't know. They're out to get me. Please help me. And I might be revisiting my mail order ink sample idea. We'll see. I don't know. My goodness. But it's been quite a month. So thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for bearing with me. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you watching. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. I appreciate it. And hopefully you will be able to watch this video, and hopefully I will see you again soon. So take care. Bye-bye.